How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video here. And as you guys know, the title is Why So Much Hate? Okay. And I'm going to be basically going on a rant about basically people that hate Notre Dame for some damn reason. And I don't understand it, which I don't really care, anyways, because, it's just football. But anyways, I'm just gonna get into a little rant that's kind of talk about it. Let's talk about my damn like this. I'm just gonna talk about it. You know, like why does Notre Dame get so much hate? Why? Like I don't understand why people like give Notre Dame so much hate for. Um, I don't really understand because they play football just like everyone else. And another thing too, um, they're not in a conference, which that's probably why the main reason why they hate Notre Dame so much is because we're not in a conference. We get to do what we want, you know, um, and we basically can pick our own schedule. Like we basically pick our own schedule, and people don't like that. People just don't want to. They don't. They can't handle the truth. You know what I mean? That's all it really is. So all they gotta say is, haters gonna hate. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm gonna like Notre Dame till the day, forever, like all my life. You know, I'm gonna like Notre Dame forever. And Notre Dame is I don't understand, dude. Like I don't understand like why people are sitting there saying that, oh, well, Notre Dame don't play nobody. Notre Dame don't play nobody. That's absolutely BS. Because if you go look at our schedule, right, we literally played like four ranked teams in a row with no break. We had no break. We had no bye week. No nothing. People want to sit there and say that we're people want to sit there and say that we don't play anybody. That's absolutely BS. Because we have played. To me, we've always played tough. We've always had the tougher schedule than half these teams. In my opinion, like Ohio State, like Michigan. Come on, I mean, Ohio State probably had a tougher schedule than Michigan did. Okay, I understand all that, and I know that because obviously Ohio State played us, so that's the reason why their schedule was tougher. On the other hand, Michigan. Let's just be honest, guys. Okay, Michigan has not played anybody with the damn soul. They've only played literally two great opponents, and that's Penn State and Ohio State. That's it. They haven't played anybody really that good. You know what I mean? But then people want to sit there and say that we don't play nobody. Like we've literally played four ranked teams back to back with no break. So what are you talking about? Is that I guess that apparently that's not playing nobody. You know, I just don't understand like why people always say that. Like, oh, you don't play nobody. Well, the only reason why you're saying we don't play nobody is because we're not in a conference. So, and people just can't handle the truth. Honestly, they're just mad because we're not in a conference. Whatever. We get to do what we want. We get to do whatever we want, basically. And that's what people are mad about. I think that's what it is. Truly. I think it's because we're not in a conference. Number one. Number two, people are mad because we get to do whatever we want or whatever. And because their team can't do that, they got to they got to they got to play a conference schedule, which we're kind of we're not really in a conference, but we're affiliated with the ACC, so we schedule ACC opponents. So it's just like I don't really understand like why the hell does that always pop up? Oh, you don't play nobody. You don't play nobody. You know, it's just like, and then when we beat a team that's worth a shit, they're like, well, that team wasn't that good anyway. Like, nah, fuck all that shit. You know what I mean? No, regardless of what we do, they're not going to give us credit. You know, they're not going to give us credit at all. You know, they're just not. They're not going to give us credit. You know, we could join a conference right now and people will still be shitting on us. You know what I mean? They'll be like, oh, well, you just gave up your independence because, or you're too good because you're too good to, what am I going to say? So, you know how people are all bragging and shitting on us because we're not in a conference? Well, when we join a conference, they're still going to be complaining. So it doesn't really make a difference. So people still complain. People still say, "Oh, well, you're too good. Oh, you're not. Oh, you're too good. You're good. You're too good to give up your independence." It's like you just said that you wanted us to join a conference, didn't you? Did you not just say you wanted us to join a conference? Everyone has been bitching. Everyone has been moaning, bitching and moaning about us not being in a conference. But even if we're in a conference, you're still going to say the same shit. I guarantee they would. They're going to say the same old shit, even if we are in a conference. You know, it's not going to make a damn difference. So, I mean, it doesn't matter what the hell Notre Dame does. They could join a conference right now, and it'll always be the same shit, like the same talk. You know, oh well, they don't. Oh, we don't play nobody. Oh, we don't play nobody. You know what I mean? When that's absolutely fucking BS. Sorry for my language, but that's BS. You know? Michigan literally, and Ohio State, let me just say. So Ohio State and Michigan both literally have not played anybody. They've only played literally, Ohio State has only played us, which, I mean, they had a tougher schedule, like I was saying, than Michigan did. But people don't shit. People are not shitting on Michigan. Well, some people are. I mean, a lot of people are shitting on Michigan for their schedule, you know, because they were scheduling cupcakes and didn't want to have it the hard way or anything like that. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is. I feel like we had the tougher schedule than them. We've always had a tougher schedule than them, and especially this year. I mean, nobody could disagree with me. Nobody could disagree and say that we did not have a better schedule than Michigan did, because we did. I mean, we had to play four back-to-back road games against ranked opponents. You know what I mean? I mean, nobody could say that Michigan don't fucking play nobody. First of all, they just play cupcakes like they always do. You know, and they probably schedule cupcakes because they can't. I guess they can't beat a real good team. A good team. You know, I mean, they beat Ohio State, which, okay, good. But when you get into the playoffs, you know, that's going to be that's different. You know, you're facing a whole nother animal. So that's all I got to say. And oh my God, I'm so pissed at, like, it's mostly the Michigan, like, it's some of the Michigan fans that always say that. Well, it's mostly Ohio State fans that be like, oh, well, Notre Dame don't play nobody. Like, which is it? And then if we join a conference, people are bitching and moaning about us not being in the conference. We join a conference and they're still going to be fucking pissed about that? Like, are you serious? You're still not going to give us credit for what we deserve? That's BS. You know what I mean? Which is it? Do you not want us to be in a conference, or do you want? You said that you wanted us in a conference. You know what I mean? So I mean, it is what it is. And then on top of that, we tried to join back in the day. If you guys do not remember, okay? If you guys do not remember, we were going to join the Big Ten back in the 30s. We were going to join the Big Ten back in the 30s. But guess who held us back? Guess who held us back? Michigan did. Michigan held us back. They didn't want us in the Big Ten. They said that they were against Catholics and all that shit or whatever. Field and Yost was against Catholics, I guess. So yeah, Michigan was the main reason why we're not in a conference. So you could mostly thank Michigan for that, like why we're not in a conference. It's because they kept us out of a conference. You know what I mean? They kept us out of the Big Ten. So I mean, we tried to join. We tried to join, you know, and to make everybody all happy. Oh, quit crying. Oh, we're crying. Oh, Notre Dame's not in a conference. Come on, man. Seriously. Like, you guys do not know the full story of what happened. You know, why Notre Dame is not in a conference. You guys don't know that Field and Yost, the coach, the old Michigan coach in the 1930s, was the one that kept us out of the conference. So, therefore, that's not our fault. But people are still going to bitch and moan and say, oh, well, they're independent. They don't play nobody. Like, and whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? You know what I mean? We would have already probably been in the Big Ten years and years ago. You know what I mean? I mean, we would have been in the Big Ten years ago. Like, so, I mean, I don't really understand what people are fucking trying to get across. Like, I really just don't. You know what I mean? And, you know, Michigan, of course, I'm not saying they're a bad team. Of course, they're a good team. But again, they haven't played nobody. They haven't played nobody worthy. And, you know, Alabama, personally, because obviously they're facing Alabama. That's going to be a crazy game to watch. But they're going to get absolutely stomped by Alabama. I'm sorry. They just are. You know what I mean? You play cupcakes throughout the whole season. And then you face a juggernaut like Alabama. You're not going to get anywhere, especially the way J.J. McCarthy has been playing. You know what I mean? And that's the big talk right now. Oh, Michigan's going to win the national championship. Hey, I guess I'll believe it when I see it, right? That's all I got to say. But I personally don't think, I think they're going to get stomped. It's going to be absolutely fucking hilarious to see. I think it's going to be funny to see, you know, Milroe run all over them. Like, I think that's going to be hilarious to watch because it's a big difference. It's a big talent difference. Like, Alabama's got all 5 stars left and right all over the field, you know? And, you know, I just really don't care about the haters. All I got to say is, fuck the haters, go Irish forever, and I'll see you guys in the next one.